Thank you for putting me on the spot.
Okay. Hi, Michael. I'm really happy to be here with you. And we've known each other for a while, for several years now, and we've been doing a few things together. And just recently, I would say in the last few months, we joined this project, and it's a real eye opener. I mean, for me, it's making my dreams come true, nothing less than that. And I'm really, really, really excited. I went to the convention. I actually used the platform, just got back from a week-long event and vacation and family quality time in New York. I've been saving even on tournaments that I had to go for an overnight with my son. He plays soccer. Share with me a little bit about your the way you look at this whole idea, because I find that the biggest challenge is really for people to understand the concept. You know, how could this be? You're not We're not travel agents, and yet we save money and we actually can earn and travel more. So the mic is yours. Share with us a little bit.
All right. Thank you so much, Shilanit. Always a pleasure anytime you and I can get together. And so, yes, this is an amazing opportunity. Like it really is. And it starts with, the value first, right? It starts with the savings that people are receiving just by being a member. Okay. And so when I look at this to say, when I travel, right, or if I have to book flights for my children, etc., right? We go online and we have, different platforms we use, whether it's booking.com, Expedia, Trivago, Kiwi.com, etc., and that we use. Okay. So, we're not doing anything different, right? The only thing different is a different platform. So instead of using, let's say, booking.com, I come and I use Travel Advantage that MWR Life provides. Okay. And so as I go on there to book, whether it be I said a flight or hotel, etc., when I go do that, then I see the difference in savings. And it's hundreds of dollars, and in some cases, it's thousands of dollars. So why would I go over here and go book it for that's going to cost me more when I can come over here and get it for less? The exact same flight, the exact same hotel, and so on. So whether it's a 5-star hotel, 4-star, it doesn't matter. I'm getting the savings, right? So from that, so that's kind of where I start and look at this business as, wow, this is amazing. So I'm going to continue to do that because when our children when they come home for vacation, like Christmas break, spring break, etc., right, when they do that, we have to go book a flight. You understand? And so now I'm able to use this platform and we're saving by doing that. So we're not changing our routine, so that's a good thing. And then from there, now because we're getting these savings, I see it as an opportunity. I see that, oh well, if I help others do the exact same thing, hey, I know that you travel, I know that you book flights, you stay in hotels, why not use this particular platform? And when they do, they're saving money. So it only makes sense that they get a membership with the club. So it's very, very simple and easy for people to understand that. And then from the income side of things, it's not getting any
Yeah.
easier out there. I mean, I'm here in Canada, and just last month of February, 83,000 people lost their jobs. So it's not getting any easier out there, right? And you have a lot of kids that are in university right now. When they graduate, they're not going to get a job in their field. That's just the reality, right? And so
So
this is just another segment for people to be able to generate an income stream for themselves, right?
yeah,
So
so
it's just amazing.
many many people don't know you, but you are a numbers person. That's your background, your academic background. And so it's not only about the numbers, the money that you could be saving on the travel. If you could shed some light on the business opportunity, on the business plan. I know you're a pro at reading business plans of many companies. You've done it in the past. You've been doing it for a long time. So if you could share a little bit about your background in that sense, and then moving forward, what do you see here with MWR Life that really caught your mind?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm coming from a certified financial planner background, working for insurance companies, working for banks, et cetera. And so, I'm used to looking at numbers, right? It helps that you have a math degree, right? That also helps, right? And so, as I look at things, I go deeper than most people, right? I don't just look at the surface, right? And so, in sitting down with families and trying to help them plan for their future, especially retirement and so on, we're talking about 20 years, 25, sometimes 30 years, depending on their age, et cetera. And that's what it's going to take for them to become financially free. What I'm seeing with MWR Life, I'm saying, but we can cut down that timeline so much. Like we're literally talking about a person could get involved, and in a matter of 12 to 24 months, they could actually become financially free, meaning they can live life on their own terms. If they want to work from home, they can do that. If they want to do this on the side, they can do that. If they want to make it a career, they can do that because the income is amazing. When you have people that have become millionaires just from this simple business by offering people something that most already do, it's $11 trillion industry. So a lot of people obviously travel, right? And so that's all we're simply doing is putting that in front of people, giving them the opportunity to save money. And so from that standpoint, I see an amazing business where people can generate the income stream that they're looking for. Whether it's, and I'll throw numbers out, again, there's no guarantee, right? But we can talk based upon what people are actually achieving. So we see folks that are making an extra $500 a month. We see people making an extra $5,000 a month. We see people, like I said, who've become a millionaire where they've physically made more than $1 million in this business. So you can't deny the opportunity exists. It's there, right? And it just depends on what people want to do with it. So yeah, it's just amazing, Ilinit. It really is.
So, yeah, I 100% agree with you, and I'm astonished at the idea and how it has evolved over the years. I mean, they were founded in 2013, and we have now in this community over a half a million members, which is great. So, the for the people that are watching. I'm sure they're asking themselves, so what's the catch here? What's where's the challenge in this?
And you know what? And there is none as far as I'm concerned because, you know, people, it's a subscription based membership, right? So you're paying a monthly subscription. But we've seen so many who have saved that and more, just on one trip alone, right? And then for those who stay with the club, with the membership, they're able to get a free vacation, every year for two, not even just for one person, right? We see where they can add, up to four travelers in the one account. So the company has done so much to help people as opposed to gouging folks, right? What people understand is that when you go and you're looking at booking.com, Trivago, etc., you've probably seen the commercials, right? They spend a lot of money, millions of dollars in advertising and marketing. Well, MWR Life simply says, you know what? We rather pay that money for results. Because sometimes when you spend money on advertising, all you get is just that, just advertising, but there's no results, right? Here, they're paying for results, meaning when we get someone to take a membership, the company pays a commission. So if we don't get someone to take a membership, they don't pay a commission. So they're saving money by just putting out, commercials and billboards and so on that may or may not produce a result by giving us. So we are the advertisers, we are the marketers, because word of mouth advertising is always, always the number one way to promote or market something, right? That's a given fact, right? And so when we're doing that and the company's compensating us, it's a win for the company, right? And it's a win for us because now we have a second source of income, or may even be a full-time, as I said earlier, for a lot of people. And we're seeing that transition. We're seeing people are transitioning from the 9 to 5 per se into what's now called the gig economy, right? So that is something that is real. More and more people are working from home. They're not necessarily going into office space, etc. We're all part of that. And why not be a part of the largest industry that's out there? You can't beat 11 trillion with a T, $1 trillion industry. And so that's why I'm excited about this, Ilinit.
This is awesome. So we're in a 9 to 11 trillion dollar industry, and people are looking for ways to earn. And we didn't even touch on the topic of residual income. Could you shed some more light on that, especially when we talk to people, but not only people that are coachers, that have an audience, that have followers naturally, and they keep exchanging time for money. So,
Well, this is the thing, and another great reason to love MWR Life, right? When you see that, let's say I'm a social influencer, but I have to keep creating content though. I have to keep putting the content out there. If I'm not producing any content, that chances are I'm not making any money, right? But why not be in a position whereby I start to build a community, right? I start to have that network, that team, okay, and after a while it becomes passive, right? Once I get it going, it really becomes passive, meaning I could be on vacation and I'm making money, I could be sleeping and I'm making money. I don't have to always producing content in order to generate an income. Think of somebody who made a record, okay, and so years after, they're still getting a residual from it. They did the work once by producing it, and then that's it, right? And so it's the same idea, that as we start to build a network, get a few people involved, get them saving when they travel, even folks who don't even necessarily love to travel, it's still an opportunity for them, because a lot of people say they don't like to travel because they can't afford to travel, right? Who would want to be in a nice, I'm looking at your background, who would want to be there right now, be on the beach, your feet is in the water, enjoying the sun? Who wouldn't want to be there instead of being stuck in, like, I'm here in the cold, for example, right? Why wouldn't I want to be on a beach somewhere, right? So, when you look at that aspect of it, that I can just do the work once and get paid over and over and over again, this is where the residual income comes in. That is brilliant. Why not? Right? And it is possible. It is possible to be able to become financially free in a short period of time by putting in a little bit of effort. It's not a 9 to 5 grind. I don't have to get up, early in the morning, get to work, get back home, and keep repeating that cycle Monday to Friday, and then I barely have time on the weekend. No, it's like I set aside an hour a day, let's say, and within that hour, I focus on my business, okay, by introducing others to it, by supporting others, etc. And then pretty much you're done for the day. And then the next day, again, you can do it. And if you choose to take a week off, you take a week off. There's no boss I have to call and say, "Hey, boss, can I get a week off, please?" Right? And so, think of your flexibility, being able to, just jump and go off to New York for a week, and what I mean, you have all these options, as opposed to you're restricted in what you can do with your time. So I'm loving it. This is the ultimate as far as time freedom, financial freedom. If that's what people are looking for, we certainly have a place for them. And we're going to see more and more people, whether it's MWR or something else, you're going to see more and more people. This is exactly what they're going to be doing. This is the kind of the next phase, if you wish, when it comes to employment, right? Companies are not hiring like they used to. It's just factual. No matter where you are in the world, right? So many people are looking for ways and means to make an income. Why not, rest yourself with something that is sure? Like you said, they've been around since 2013. So it's not a new startup, you know what I mean? They're not trying to figure it out. They have it all in check, and great leadership, right? The owner of the company, right? A great individual that, knows how to get the job done. He has the experience, right? And he's certainly been doing a great job. And that's why they have, as you said, over 500,000 members, already. And it's going to continue to grow, right? It's going to continue to grow.
yeah, for sure. And in my mind, when I listen to you, I'm thinking about square one, where what's more fun to talk about? What's a better topic to talk about than, vacation? Where are you going? Where's your next trip? So, Michael, I want to thank you very much for shedding light on this amazing program and community, I should say. I mean, you and I have been fortunate to meet many people and to get to know many people that have been part of this community for quite some time now. And it's an eye opener personally for me. And I'm very happy to walk this journey with you. I want to thank you again for the time that you put in to help many others understand this program. And I look forward to our next meeting. Thank you very much. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye now.